So the homesteading process is very scary for families when they first approach it because you have someone from the outside reviewing you and approving you to be parents, which can be very intimidating. So we're going to talk about what are some of the questions that are asked of you during the homesteading process. We're going to talk about that today on All About Adoption. If we haven't met yet, I'm Stephanie A. I'm the founder and executive director of Adoption and Beyond. I help hopeful adoptive families adopt the child of their dreams, and I also help expecting moms who feel adoption is the right choice for them and their child and help them find the right family for their child. So the homesteading process is a huge process with lots of different steps, and I'm not going to talk about the entire process. I have other videos that I've talked about that, but just know that adoptive homesteading is a tool that is used by the courts to approve you to be able to adopt a child. So the homesteading process consists of paperwork, interviews, autobiographies, references, finances, just all kinds of different things. But what I'm going to talk about today are what are the specific kinds of questions that you'll be asked. So I have our outline for our autobiographies right here in front of us. Now, each agency is different. Some agencies will do multiple home visits and hours of interviewing. Some agencies will have you write autobiographies, and we're one of those agencies that have our families write autobiographies. And we do that because we want families to have time to think about and to process each other's or your answers to the questions. And then also we encourage families to exchange autobiographies, and if you have a partner, to be able to read their autobiographies. And a lot of times you'll find, I didn't know that. You learn something new about your partner through this process. So instead of just interviewing you and having you have to come off the top of your head with an answer to a question, it just is a lot less stressful when families have time to think about the answers to the questions that we need to know for the homesteading process. Another misconception that families, misperception that families have about the homesteading process is that it's about the home. Someone's going to come in and look at the home, but no. We're going to dig so much deeper, because that's what we're required to do, and learn about you and your family and you as an individual and how you function as a family. And the home visit's the small portion. I'm going to do another video on what happens at the home visit, but we're going to turn now to what kind of questions we ask during the process. So one of the first things that we want to know is your motivation to adopt. Why do you want to adopt? What's bringing you to adoption? Is it infertility? Is it just a need for another child, but you just don't feel having a birth child is the next step for you? So what brings you to what brings you to adoption? Speaking of international, a lot of times what brings families to international adoption is the need to want to adopt a child who is in need of a family. Same for foster care. And so we just want to know, what are your motivations, to make sure you have the right motivation to bring in a child into your family. Another question we want to know is, what are your views on adoption? What are your thoughts about birth parents? What are your thoughts about open adoption? Internationally, what are your thoughts about the country and why children are available for adoption within the country? We want to know your views on adoption. We want to know about your family. What was your life like growing up? What were your parents like? What kind of discipline did they provide to you? What kind of education and schooling did you have? So just learning about your background and what your childhood was like as well. Learning about major life events. We ask our families to identify 2 or 3 major life events and how those have impacted you and how you moved through those life events. And that really kind of gives us a glimpse into what your coping skills are and what your thought processes are to get through major life events. We want to know what your education is. Did you graduate from high school? Did you go on to college? Did you drop out of high school and get a GED? Did you, and also your employment, what has been kind of your employment history, and what is your current employment? And so just learning a little bit more about your education and employment background. If you've been divorced, we are going to want to know about your previous marriage and what was the cause of the marriage not continuing on. And then we're also going to move on to what your present marriage is like. How did you guys meet? How long you've been married? How do you do household chores? How are those, and outside chores, how are those divided up? What are your family roles within your family? Now just know there's no right or wrong. It's just a glimpse of who you are as a family. If a family has come to adoption through infertility, we're going to talk a little bit about, learn a little bit more about what your infertility journey has been like, and kind of asking you, what have you done in terms of being able to grieve your infertility and being able to move on to now being able to embrace a child that you bring into your family through adoption. Children, we're going to want to know about any children that you have. We're going to want to learn about their personalities and what their ages are, and if what grade are they in school, and just get to know them, and just kind of your also your parenting skills, your discipline. How do you discipline your children? And then we also going to learn about childcare. What childcare do you have or not have if you don't send your child to a daycare? So we want to learn about kind of what that's going to look like for your current children and your future child. I've already touched on this a little bit, but we want to learn a little bit more about your parenting and your discipline style. And then we also want to learn about your hobbies and what you do outside of the home, and what are, like, for example, do you attend church, or do you, or what are your life activities? So we learned just a little bit more about what you like as a person and what you like as a family doing together. What family traditions do you have? So those are the things that are kind of asked in either in an autobiography or in interviews when it comes to the home study process. That way you'll be prepared to know a little bit more before you get to that point. So I hope you found this video helpful, and please feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks. Bye.